Hello! Welcome back to Roll For It. We're going to be playing some Shadowrun Tabletop RPG. Those who don't know, Shadowrun Tabletop RPG is like basically fantasy meets technology, and they had a love child in a dystopian corporate nightmare. That would be Shadowrun, set in the 2070s. Today we have our lovely runners back, fresh from last week's run, where they kind of mutilated a dwarf, then ran around not sure what to do with the dwarf, and then sold the dwarf to their crazy Russian friend, who...
and our contact to the same crazy Russian friend.
Yeah, that was a side effect.
Poor little Raj.
Yep. But
technically, it was the other guy. It wasn't. At least I went back and I watched it, and at least it was like the underling guy that's always happy. It wasn't the psycho guy who's always executing people with revolvers. So maybe it won't go that badly.
I thought they were the same thing.
They're the same guy. It's Leonid Koslov.
Yeah.
It was Leonid.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was Vladimir.
He's a really happy psychopath. That's what makes him dangerous. He's the sort of just dance around with some nice music while he's pouring.
Vladimir was his fake sin that he sold to us.
Oh, weak. This is why I should pay attention better. This is why I drive the car.
Yeah, because, you know, your reaction intuition isn't that high at all. Basically, the story up till now is that our group of runners took a job for a Russian, which was to collect some cyberware off a dwarf that had left their service. They found the dwarf. They got the cyberware out. Something registered nanites in them after scanning with a med kit. They were worried about the nanites. Then they went home. They didn't know who to sell the dwarf to because they suspected that the dwarf would be an extra bit of payday. Admittedly now with no eyes. Lone Star then crashed the house. They killed Lone Star. They killed two of them, left one of them in the house as it exploded after they filled it full of explosives, which it did as soon as the Lone Star showed up. They took the remaining police officer, drove around for a bit while interrogating him, then decided that they didn't really know what they wanted from him, then kicked him out of the door. He then got up. He was meant to be unconscious. For some reason, he suddenly was able to get up after healing. And then they ran him over, stuck a sword in his face, then dropped the katana that they'd previously stolen from the Yakuza and a couple of other swords out the door next to the body. Not sure exactly what you were intending with that one. Then decided to sell the guy to the Russians. Went away to Blowback's contact, Little Raj, who owns a chop shop, hid in his garage. The Russians came over, but before that happened, Pug tried to face down the suddenly conscious again dwarf who blindly fired an assault cannon at him. Nearly, well, if that hit you, it probably would have killed you. That was close. They then managed to put him down after the dwarf stabbed him with a screwdriver. The Russian came along, collected him, paid you money, and gave you a mysterious box, which you have not yet opened. At the same time, Little Raj has let you crash there for a bit as you're getting back on your feet, and has suggested a new run whereby you dope a basically semi-professional fighter and get paid for that, and then you use Pug to take their place, then using the incredibly good odds you will have, because Pug is effectively a last-minute stand-in, try and gain some money if you can get Pug to win the combat, which would be difficult, but there'll be good odds. So if you want to take that bet, there is a bet available to you. We get back to it with Pseudo just waking up from a lovely rest on a concrete floor, Kaba, Blowback, and Pug milling around in a garage. The time's about 8 p.m. Welcome back to the Shadows.
I think everyone wants to know what's in the box.
What's in the
Yeah,
box?
let's deal with the box. I forgot about the box. So let's deal with the box now. Let's just get that out of the way.
I'm gonna stay here. You deal with the box.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the other room, kind of peeking around a corner.
Were there any cameras in the chop shop?
Yeah, there is one CCTV camera.
Was it watching the room that we're all in, like the main workshop?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not covering some of the door, because there's literally just one. It's covering most of the room, but not the entrance that Leonid came in, and not really very much of what happened. You very noticed that Leonid kept to one corner of the room. That was the corner not covered by the camera.
Okay. Well, Pseudo's just going to catch up on what was going on while he was unconscious by simply hacking the recording from the camera and just watching it.
You see
that's what
Blowback
he's doing for now.
vaguely talking with someone, and you see the crate being brought in and dumped.
Yep.
Who wants to open the box?
I've been asleep this whole time.
Open the box.
Yeah. Pseudo, you want to like see if there's any icons or anything on that thing?
Do I see any icons?
There is, in fact, an icon in the box. It is the icon of an as technology weapon. It is registering as a rocket launcher.
Okay. Is there any... Well, actually, the rockets, if they were there, wouldn't be wireless. The fact that it is wireless is a little bit odd. Okay. I've checked the box. There's no traps on it.
All right, so let's crack this thing open then. What's inside of it?
You'll find out when you open the box.
Oh, it's gonna be like that, is it?
Where's the dwarf?
The dwarf's gone.
Yeah. It's going to be like that until I forget that the dwarf is gone.
Russians are scary, man. Bad things happen.
I told you, man. You had your time until you woke up, and you didn't wake up, and yeah, he's gone.
Table's a little bit quiet for me, I'll be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll raise you through TeamSpeak personally, but I won't change it for anyone else in the group. If you can just increase your volume a little bit.
Ooh. Give me a second. I think I know why.
There we go.
Okay. I didn't want to increase it digitally anymore because I'm already got him at +5 decibels.
Oh,
so if I
okay, I'm glad I didn't.
That, it's going to start going a bit wonky. Okay. Blowback. While Caber is dealing with his subvocal mic, which apparently is glitching. You gonna open the box?
Yeah, I'll open the box.
Hey, you got...
As you start opening, Pseudo just passes along saying there's explosives inside.
You gotta stop this sort of crowbar that you've just found laying on the floor because little Raj has a crowbar lying around. You're a little bit wary, but you manage to pry out some of the nails and the top of the box pings off. And you are immediately greeted by the smell of gun oil and flesh as it begins to get to the stage where it's turning. And you look down and you see there is some sort of vague packed bits of paper that are used as packing material. On top of that is resting an as technology one-shot rocket launcher with a warhead next to it. And on top of that is a human head with something in its mouth. You would recognize this head as the police officer that you shot only a few days ago in front of Leonid to prove that you could be trustworthy.
Guys, there's a head in the box.
How's my level?
Is it anyone you care about?
It looks like it's that cop that we killed over at Leonid's place. He looks a little paler now, though. A little more gaunt. He's got something in his mouth, though, so do I have to do a perception check, or do I just dig around in his mouth and grab whatever it is?
You can just pull it out.
I'm gonna go get some gloves on. I'm gonna sit the head back down carefully.
You
I'm
got
gonna put it
med
on the
kit.
engine hoist. And I'm
put
gonna
some
go get
gloves
some
on.
gloves.
Sure.
I don't want to get any diseases. And so now that I got the gloves, I'm gonna pull whatever in its mouth is out.
Okay. You pull out a printed picture. It's, about 6" by 4" little postcard. And on it, it's got what seems to be an image capture of you guys all sitting on a sofa with Kaber, arm outstretched with a revolver, firing, and the policeman, as the back of his head explodes across one edge of the picture. And on it is written in a black marker pen in heavy sort of Russian-handed writing that you can tell of someone much more used to writing different characters. It says, "Good times." And then it has an X.
Oh.
Yeah, this guy's
I
a machine.
like this guy.
Like, if we can get him on our side, I don't think we'd ever have to be afraid again. Like, nobody would ever break into your house and you have to worry about anything, but we fuck with him. This guy's probably going to ruin our lives.
Well, he's got a
Such a
picture of Caber at field executing a Lone Star officer. Yeah, I think he could ruin someone's life with that.
Such a good picture, though.
Yeah, it's a good picture.
That's
Good
the
times.
Facebook profile.
Good times with coleslaw.
Well,
So
so
who?
done that.
What are we doing with the rocket launcher then?
I
What do you
figured
think we're
we
going
just
to do
stow it
with
away
the
for
rocket
later.
launcher? It's a rocket launcher. You point at something you want to die, and you pull the trigger or fire
Yeah,
a
but
rocket,
that
whatever you
isn't
do.
that isn't what we're up to today.
No, it's not. So
Maybe we put like
You
a
put it
wig
in
on
the
it and
box.
name it.
same place we're going to put your panther.
It's a mascot. It'll be our Wilson.
Is this? It's gonna be a hood ornament for the van now.
Yeah, mount that thing on the front. Paint a little face on it. That'll help with the inconspicuousness.
Okay, well, what are we doing then?
Well, we got that run from Lil Raj. I think it's
Did you
time
get
we.
back from Lil Raj?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him since Leon had decided he wanted his car. I'll probably check in with
Who
him a little
wanted
bit
his car?
later. Well, I don't even know if it's his car. It might be somebody else's. It might just be in there. Who knows? I mean, half the shit that this guy deals with is stolen or moved around or chopped up, so
Right.
it might not be quite as bad as I think it is, but it might be.
Are there any food or drink in this place?
There's a tiny little fridge in the small
Okay.
kitchen.
Can I
In there.
assume that Pseudo... How long was Pseudo out for?
You were out for a few hours. You would have had effectively like 2 hours worth of stun roll chance to roll for your stun.
Okay.
Heal,
what I was
heal.
asking for is, due to the fact that he'd skipped a whole sleep, is it enough to have revitalized
It's
him, or
enough
does he
to
need
revitalize you
nap
for a
again?
few hours, etc. You'll need to sleep tonight.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Well,
the
I'm just gonna
position
go and-
was.
I'm going to find somewhere to go and sleep right now.
Sure. Okay. There is effectively like a little mattress in effectively what is the room next to the kitchen. Looks like maybe a large cupboard.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna
Pug's
go and find
mattress.
something to drink, and then I'm going to lie down on Pug's mattress.
Okay. There's some tap water in a vaguely not clean glass.
It's okay. I've drunk worse.
Okay. And there's a
I
soy
live in the
bar.
shadows.
In fact, there's a large pack of soy bars in the fridge,
Good
and that's
times.
actually the only thing in there.
Okay. Oh, well, when you've decided what you want to do, wake me up. And I lie down.
Okay. As you lie down, blowback, your comlink starts to ping.
Hey, what's up?
All right, mate. Yeah, it's Lil Raj. How's it going over there? I was just on my way back. Do you want me to pick anything from the shop, yeah, mate?
If you got like the chocolate soy bars while you're out, man, the selection we got over here is a little bit weak. But other than that, dude, we're just chilling. Hey, did you get a phone call from a guy named Leonid by any chance?
Guy named Leonid? No, mate. I haven't got any crazy, like, Russian contacts or anything, you know? Mainly, you know, God deal above the river. Don't tend to mess with those guys. They'd be crazy. know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
real fucking crazy. Yeah, I agree, man. Real fucking. Who is this car that you got over here? This 64? Who does this belong to?
Oh, mate, I don't know. Some guy brought it in the other day, sold it to me for well worth, you know, less than it was worth, so I've decided to flip it, you know? Quick, put some new rims on it, do a new bit of paint job, you know.
Sounds like a plan, man. All right. I was just wondering because that thing's looking real shining right now. I just wanted to figure out who it belonged to. So what's the time frame you needed on? So how long did we have to get rid of this orc that's going to be in that fight?
Well, it was going to be 2 days, mate, but I actually wanted just to tell you, I actually just had a word with the bloke, right? And this geezer, he's like, well, you know, 2 days, etc. But it just turned out that the venue actually, it ain't available, right? It actually had some gas leak or something. Who'd have thought it? Almost like, you know, one of your mates maybe went over there and had a bit of a, you know, meeting with the gas pipe with a wrench. And it looks like we've got an extra week. So, you know what I'm
Cool.
saying is, you've got 9 days till the fight, and we get to sort this out. And also,
Okay.
because of the delay, and because I said I got a shit-hot team, right? Got a shit-hot team. You guys, you're my besties, raise the money. Your cut is now 20k. If you can pull this off without him being caught.
Jesus. All right. So do you know where this fighter lives? Like, where about in London does this fighter lay low? Like, do you know where he trains at, or do you know where he sleeps at, or anything like that?
I ain't got the foggiest, mate. You're actually going to have to do that bit, you know, yourself. I got you a name. I got you the date he's going to be there. I mean, I could probably find
it's
out where
cool.
he's staying the night before because all the fighters tend to stay in the same hotel nearby.
I'd feel stupid if I didn't ask, though, so I figured I'd just run it by you. All right, man. We got everybody crashing right now, taking a little rest. We're going to be up bright and early tomorrow. We're going to get this solved for you, because that's a pretty good payday, man. I'm looking forward to making some money with you, Raj.
All right, but I've actually got a better plan, right? I've got a better plan. Came with this myself. So, you know what? I'll tell you when I get there. I'll bring you the chocolate soy bars, yeah? I'll stop off at Stuffer Shack, get you some of those. I get some of those, like, pink, fluffy things for the troll, and I'll be there soon.
All right, for sure, man. If you see a garden gnome, could you maybe buy one of those? I know this sounds stupid, but it might be a good idea. Just trust me on this one.
Oh, mate, right, I'll get you the best garden gnome I can find.
All right,
Yeah.
man. I'll see you later, dude.
Okay. He's really confused, but signs off.
I gotta move that head. I'm gonna take it off the hoist and put it back inside the box, and we need to hide this box somewhere. I don't think he's gonna be real happy if he gets to his garage and there's a severed head sitting out.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
I mean, he already thinks we're badasses, but he's gonna think we're just like slaughter machines if he comes across that thing. What the fuck do we do with a severed head? Now that I'm thinking about it.
We got a fridge.
Are there any pigs
Got the
around?
Thames.
Yeah, like, how close is the river? Can we just... Well, maybe not, though.
You're actually a little bit north of the river now. I mean, you'd have to go outside, out the estate, many roads over.
Is Pug hungry?
Oh, hell yeah. Ain't no soy bars.
Some Lone Star scalp. Mmm.
Dude, I was dreaming of better things than this.
Is
at
there
the
a
moment.
barrel around that I can find? Like a big metal barrel.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Looks like
Okay,
some of
is
them
there any
had,
wood
oil in
around?
them.
Scrap wood, pallets, anything of that nature?
There's a couple of sort of reconstituted sort of plywood pallets around that you can break up if you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna fill a barrel before I go to bed, and I'm gonna fill a barrel up with the wood, one of the oily barrels. I'm gonna put the head underneath all the wood and everything, and then we're gonna light it up just to get rid of this damn thing. I don't like evidence laying around.
Sure. So you light it up now?
Yeah, and I'm gonna take it. God, are we like in a storage unit? Is that what it is?
It's like a big sort of, like an underground, like car park type, sort of that sort of concrete floor, concrete over the top, concrete beams, and it's maybe big enough to get sort of like 10 cars in here. Basically, a big storage unit for vehicles, and there's probably only about 4 cars in here and your van, so you got a little bit of space.
Okay, so I'm gonna look around for fire alarms. Are there fire alarms or anything inside of here?
Yeah, there are fire alarms. Storage place for
Okay.
vehicles that are being chopped up with industrial machinery being used on them. There's like a couple of different fire alarms. There's a thermal one. You can see one that's probably a particulate one.
Now that I got the head buried inside the wood thing, I guess I gotta drag it outside. I mean, I don't want to set off any fire alarms. So that definitely means law enforcement's gonna be here, and they'll be like, "Oh, where's the fire at? Oh, it's the thing with the head inside of it." And so I'd rather avoid that.
Make an intuition roll.
I think I've got. Let me drag up my character sheet very quickly. Intuition at. Well,
2 successes. You would guess that the storage unit where stolen and chopped up cars are being held by your friend, the fire alarm probably won't be loud. It will probably be a silent alarm that will notify someone, either a local gang who will look after the area or possibly Little Raj himself. It will certainly not be a fire alarm that alerts Lone Star to the presence of stolen cars on fire.
okay. Can I like find a bunch of washcloths and get them wet and then just hang them over all like, you know when you used to smoke weed in college in the dorms? you would get the wash rag wet and you would hang it from all the fire alarms so that it wouldn't get through. Is there any way to do that?
You can try. There's like a step ladder that you need, and like some random like rags that are used for buffing
Oh, now
cars.
it's a short joke? Come on, man.
I mean, you are short, and this place can have like, you know, pretty tall vans inside it.
Wow.
Then I'm gonna
This
do
wasn't
that.
me
We're
for
gonna,
blowback.
we're gonna go.
gonna give-
It's gonna be a pothead night for blowback.
Pug's gonna give Blowback a hand with this shit because he seems very confused.
Blowback's trying to sort of figure out how to get up there, and Pug comes along and just goes,
He just lifts blowback. Oh, okay.
that just
Hooray!
That's fucking teamwork.
So yeah, you've got them covered. You can set the head on fire.
Okay, so let's light the barrel fire, I guess.
Sure.
And I'm gonna stay and keep an eye on it till whenever it gets around to getting done, and then I'll crash for the rest of the night.
Okay,
After that.
you go to set the barrel on fire. Please make a intuition plus reaction roll.
Can I do something?
Sure, yeah, in a sec.
No.
Two successes. Zoe, so as you go and drop the fire into the barrel, the remnants of the oily residue that was in the inside and the aerosolized vapors around it instantly spontaneously combust, and there's this massive fireball comes out the top of the barrel, sort of rolls across the top of this concrete, and you kind of jump back immediately and roll to the ground. You don't get caught in the flame, but you certainly feel maybe some of that hair on the side of your chest, your cheek, and your like mohawk maybe a little bit singed in places.
It's like when you try to light the barbecue, but the sparker won't get it, and so you just keep pushing the spark, and it goes boom.
Yep.
Like feels like, yeah.
Yeah. Kaba.
Yes, I want to sit with the fire and just constantly cast clean air.
Just channeling.
If you constantly
Yeah.
cast it, eventually you will take drain. But you can cast it every, I don't know, every time the room feels like it's going to start getting a little bit dodgy.
Yes.
So I'd say you'd have to cast it maybe just 3 times. So I assume the drain is just 2, which is the minimum drain.
Yep.
Okay, in which case just resist 2, 2, and 2, and you should be fine. But yeah, that'll be enough to keep the air fairly clean down here. Resisted it all so far, and yeah, you're good. Okay, you resisted the drain quite happily. Just you see that the elf is there, just standing next to it. Hand motions, words. You're not sure exactly what they are, but you think he's cast some sort of spell. And the place does not smell like there's rotten flesh being burned, which would normally be a pretty bad smell. It doesn't even smell like there's like smoke coming off of an oily residue. Or you can't even really smell wood smoke that much. It's very, very faint. Whatever he's doing it well.
Performing to spec. Sounds good to me.
At which point, one of the shutters at the front rolls up, and in comes little Raj, standing out front of his little beamer. All right, mate, how you doing? How you doing? Right, I got them chocolate soy bars, and I got some of those pink marshmallowy soy things.
Cool.
And he hands one to Pug, and he hands the box to you.
Thanks,
he's also
man. I
got-
appreciate it.
He also got another bag in his hand, which he goes into the bag, dumps it on the table, which has only got 3.5 legs, so it kind of teeters to one side, and then just pulls out a crate of beers.
Ooh. Good man.
Nice.
Good looking out. It's beer time.
Right. I had this amazing plan, right? Are you all round? Is everyone here?
Pseudo's in the back sleeping. You want us to wake him up?
Yeah, you might as well wake him, right? What does he even do for you?
He's our tech guy. He makes sure that computer stuff gets done, because I'm kind of broke when it comes to that kind of shit. You'd think I'd be good at it because of all the mechanical stuff, but nah, I can't hold it down, so I had to get him for help.
Well, he doesn't have, like, any, like, augmentations.
I have no idea. You'd have to ask him about it.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, get him in.
All right, so
All right.
I go and I wake up Pseudo, I guess.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm woken up. I imagine I didn't have long enough.
You had, like, 20 minutes.
Got it. Okay. I come to then.
Okay. Right. Oh, yeah, right, it's the plan. So, we get paid 20k if we can dope this guy, and it takes him out, and it looks like he was, like, intentionally trying to dope to, you know, get big or whatever. We get less than that if we just dope him and he fails the test, but it doesn't appear like that. But we're going to get this right, yeah? Then, we replace him with Pug. We bet on Pug, get great odds because he's an immediate stand-in, right? And then we get, like, super good money, right? And then I approach the other person's manager and say, if they want to go through, we'll get Pug to fail a drug test retroactively, see? This is where it gets cunning. They pay us to then lose after we got the money in for betting on Pug.
I didn't follow that at all.
One more
Wouldn't there be
time.
any
One
sort
more
of?
time.
Wouldn't there be? How would the betting offices approach the fact that they paid out on a result that wasn't genuine?
Well, right. they wouldn't be pleased, and they might try to get the money back. But by then, we aren't there, right? We aren't there. We never go back, and we probably throw those sins away. So it doesn't matter, and we made a fair buck. So the way we do it,
are we looking at?
we dope the winner, right? The one that everyone thinks is going to win, and he's called Tiny, right? We dope Tiny. We get paid for that, right? 20k for you guys. I get me other cut. And then, right, we put Pug in. We bet on Pug. Get really good odds, right? You know, like 5 to 1, 10 to 1, or whatever. Make good money there by beating the other lass. What's her name? KO. We beat KO. And then I approach the manager, or like one of you can do it, and be like, you lost, but you could still win if we get disqualified after the match. Because what they do for drug tests is, right, they drug test them beforehand with like a little handheld gimme, and then they take the second sample, and then they take that way to a lab, and then just in case the handheld thing isn't good enough, right, the lab can then detect it as well, like betters. Like, it's more accurate, you see. And we could say, we will fail that.
Wait. You alright with them having a sample of your blood, or whatever else they're going to take a sample of?
Not really. Holy shit.
They only
Can
take
they
one
track
sample.
that to my real sin?
Well, if they weren't going to test it. If they test it, it kind of destroys the ability for it to be used, right? And as soon as they test it, they can't use it for magical tracing. At least I, as I understand it, I mean, not a magical person. But I did check, because I thought of that one.
What was that you were saying about your sin, Pug?
Well, if there's anything left over, that would go to my real sin, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah. If they tracked it to your real sin. You got a real sin.
I got a real sin.
Yeah. He turns to Blowback. He's like, you run with, like, sinners.
He's really good at punching people, man. Sometimes you gotta let something go. Like, the boy's good in the scrap.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. But right, here we go. So, when they the initial blood test and check it, right? You're clean, right? You don't do drugs. Have you done drugs? Because, you know, I like to, you know, enjoy a little myself. But you look like you got one of those natural bodies with cyberware, whatevers, yeah? So good, right. You passed the drug test, but I got this thing, right, which releases drugs into your body when you tell it to, through, like, a command or after a time. You pass that drug test, then we go to the manager and be like, look, you want to go through? We'll fail the next drug test, where they already have the blood test. You just send a command, or it's timed, and then it releases the drugs into that sample. They check the sample. Oh, there's drugs. You're disqualified. And they go through.
Yeah, I get the plan. Who's running the betting? Who's financing all this? Who's the bookie?
Well, I mean, have you not got like money already? Or you mean like the Johnson, right?
Yeah, who's
No.
handling the betting? If we cross
the betting.
somebody
Yeah, we
on
want to
this
know.
money when they
right.
do the payout, who's running the betting? Who's the bookie?
I don't know. I assume
Is it
there'll be
is it the
bookies
mob?
there. I don't know. You'll have to look into it.
Oh shit. There's a lot of variables in this
I
one,
mean,
man.
if it is the mob, just make sure you use the right sin and disguise kit or whatever. I mean, come on, if we're getting like 10 to 1 odds and you can make an easy 20 Noyen from just betting like 2k, I mean, I'm gonna take it. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd
it's-
take
Gabriel, you got a
10k
disguise
card
kit?
for 20k.
the odds are good. It's the second part with the retroactive drug test failing that worries me because Pug's got a sin. That's a major issue.
Yeah.
On top of that, once the guys that run the betting find out we defrauded them, if they're like the Irish, the Yakuza, the Russians, the Triads, I don't know, they're gonna come looking for that money. That's all that I'm worried about right
You
now.
really
If we
don't
keep
want
the
the
bets
Russians looking for
legit,
you. No, you really don't want the Russians looking for you, man.
yeah,
I heard
not
about this
at all.
dwarf the other day, right? This dwarf, he worked for a friend of mine in the last job. He went missing. Russians probably nabbed him.
Jesus,
Always a dwarf, isn't it?
my people do know how to get into trouble.
Yep, wonder what happened to that dwarf.
Well,
I
Raj,
don't
I'm
know.
not
With
sure.
the Russians, I imagine they cut his eyes out.
Probably, man.
Raj, I ain't sure I want to go through with a whole with people getting my real sin here. This sounds way more dangerous than we were talking earlier. I didn't even consider the whole blood sample thing. Are you sure that there's not going to be anything left from the second sample?
I mean, as far as I know, when they do a test, like, it destroys the sample, right?
Can I do
Well,
a
they
medical test on that for the knowledge?
Sure. You'd have difficulty knowing without any knowledge of magic, though. But you can roll. You just need to roll high.
Okay, I was thinking more on the medical end with the testing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
I'll
you
make the
wouldn't
roll,
know
though.
whether it would destroy the essence that magic looks for. But you might with a really high roll, so you can roll it.
Okay.
The thing that you need to remember, Pug, is that even if they do have your blood and can trace it back to your real sin, all you're doing is fighting.
You're not too sure. It, to a certain extent, would denature some of the proteins and so on. And you'd have to pull out, the DNA to be able to do it through a DNA polymerase. And so on to be able to get that. But at the same time, you would be looking for... It would be... You're not sure. You think that it probably would take the sample out, but you're not certain.
Pug.
Okay.
Look, I don't need you to answer this. I'm just gonna say, Gaber's right. All you'd be doing is fighting. But if what me and Blowback are worried about, that we cross a bookie who is the puppet of someone much, much worse, and they can somehow figure out who that sin belonged to. If there's anyone in your life that is still connected to that sin, who, I don't know, family, friends, girlfriend, lady troll. Yeah.
Raj, I love you like a brother, man, but we're talking about right now cheating somebody out of 25, 30,000 new yen. And that's kill your ass money. Right now, if we don't do the second part where we have him fail the drug test, the bet is still legitimate as far as they know, and so their payout, it goes fine for their business. If we double cross after the fact and try and play that second part of the plan, we're bringing the bookie in and making him look bad, because not only did he pay out on a bad bet, now everybody knows he paid out on a bad debt, and he's got to like rectify that. He's got to bust somebody's head in order to reinstill faith in the business that he's got running. Add to that he might be mob connected, because I don't know who's got that kind of money in this neighborhood aside from mob dudes. I don't know, man. It seems shaky, especially since...
Like, I like money, but double-crossing a bookie seems like the worst fucking idea ever.
I don't give a
Pug's-
shit about double crossing a bookie. I'll just go with what Pug says. It's his blood on the line.
Well,
That's
Pug's
true.
got his
At the end
mouth
of the
full
day,
of
it's
these
Pug.
pink marshmallow things, but he's just nodding to all this shit, and he's like, I think the big payout's better than dealing with the trying to fail the blood test. I don't want to cross anybody that's paying out legitimate stuff.
I got an idea, right? You know I said that I put the thing in which can release drugs whenever. What if the drug we release could be like a drug that destroys the sample? Just make sure we don't release the rest in you.
Dude literally just starts chuckling at this.
At the end of the day,
Shaking his head.
it's on Pug, man. You're the one putting this all on the line, and so you get to make the call.
I think the original plan was good. I like the original plan. Big payout for everyone. Raj is happy. Pug's happy. Even Caber's happy.
The big man speaks, Raj. That's
Alright,
it. Okay.
we're gonna dope the person, right? And then we still get you to stand in and bet on you, and hopefully you win.
Yeah.
Alright.
No hopefully about it.
And we've got our ways to try and swing that in our favor too. We're gonna see what we can do with the fight there, just to ease your mind a little bit.
I mean, yeah, if you mess with the fight, just don't get caught, right? These guys don't like, people messing with the fights. I mean, they're going legit, but they still got these connections, I hear.
Yeah, we'll keep it on the down low.
You got any more of these pink marshmallows?
He pulls out like another box from underneath the
Hell
beers.
yeah.
Little bits of coconut on them.
Just keep stuffing his face.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up a beer. A beer sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'll join Blowback when he goes to the beer. I'll go and grab one myself as well.
Little Raj grabs one as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a beer.
All right, man. Well,
Raj,
here's to making a bunch of money. I
do
raised
you
my
have
bottle.
anyone else in line who might be able to stand in for the fight? I mean, we've been talking about this plan of using Pug, but that's a no-go because of the sin. But if you want to do the second part, if you've got someone else in mind.
No.
Still
Don't know anyone
possibly
else.
swing it for them. No.
Nah, I don't know anyone else. I mean, I can have a look at getting hold of some of those things that drop the thing to get rid of the sample or whatever. I mean, you're a decker, right? If you want to just destroy the sample before it like ever gets there, you could just like hack the like refrigerator they put them in, and just get it to like fail. Destroy sample.
I mean, I'd need to stake the place out first. See what
Just
kind
be
of security they got there. You know, if it could be hot. You said this is a legit thing. They might be trying to hit the ground running, might have some good security there. You know, I don't want to make any promises I can't keep, especially when it's basically Pug on the line.
Right, yeah. Well, that so makes sense then. All right. Well, you know, I'll leave, you know, Decker's got to do what a Decker's got to do, right? And they say you're pretty good.
Thanks, guys. That's why I'm pretty
Definitely,
good. I don't play dice.
I mean,
He's a wild man in the AR, no joke.
like, what's with the lack of like the augmentation though?
Running silent.
Ah, yeah, I see. Clandestine. Right, I get you, mate. I gets you. Right. Anyway, I've got to go off, and he downs his beer. I got to drive and get me some business dealings and stuff, and you know, got a customer coming over, pick up their car. But I'll be back, paint your van tomorrow in pink. Sorry about that, mate.
You know, you takes what you beggars can't be choosers, amigo. It's all good.
Right, feel free to crash here until the job's done, right? Just don't bring us any heat, really, because I got enough of me good stuff in here. Don't really want it caught by the fuzz.
Done. You got my word.
Hey, Blowback, what about the other thing you asked Raj for?
Oh yeah, you find that garden gnome?
Where is it? Right, I got someone. And he pulls up this tiny little, like... It's not really a garden gnome so much as a comical troll,
I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to be a
ceramic
troll
figure.
somehow.
You're not even sure it's meant to be a garden gnome
Somehow I knew it was
or...
going to be a troll.
And it's really poorly painted, like... This is obviously like it's been painted by some sort of half-blind child in China or something. Like there's just paint is just all over the place, not keeping within any sort of lines. Its clothing is just almost the same color as flesh in many places. But it's a little troll.
Hey, Pug! I
like
say as I
this.
nudge him. Says, looks like you.
It's the thought that counts.
This is if you went to the store with a picture of you, Pug. Like
He
this
said,
is
"Give me
uncanny."
this."
Fucking humans, man.
I knows, mate. Humans are terrible. Anyway, I've got to be off. Catch yous on the flip side.
Alright, man. We'll catch you later.
He goes out, red tracksuit, sort of flaring behind him as he walks.
Red tracksuit.
Along with a turban, matching turban tracksuit.
Yep.
Nice.
He's got him
Classic
color
Jack.
coded. He's rocking it.
Oh
At
yeah.
least he's not in a banana hammock.
Yep. He's ready for Diwali.
And he jumps in
Right.
his beamer and he's off.
Okay.
What time is it?
It's about 8 p.m.
All right. Well, once the barrel's done, I just want to crash for the night, you know, and start feeling better. I haven't slept in a while. I
Hey.
don't think it's been a rough couple days.
Tabor,
What's up?
we're going to want a couple of things for this run. You know
Yep.
that fixie you got?
Yep.
We're probably going to want to consider what we want, what we can afford, if we
Yeah.
can afford anything at this point. We've been running on very slight funds for a little bit too long, if you ask me, but we need to get some info as well. So maybe, you know, before we go to sleep, might want to put out some feelers. There's a lot of stuff we need to know, like where this guy, what was his name? Tiny?
Tiny.
A troll named Tiny? Oh,
Good name.
whatever.
Strong name.
Name of my people. Ceremonial,
name,
really.
Okay.
Can you
But,
have your sprite guys put out the feelers while we crash? Is that possible? Can you automate the search to some extent?
They can bring me just back some just basic information, but it might be better. Like, they're not going to be able to tell me where this guy runs around, where his training
Right.
routes are, shit like
Yeah.
that. They'll be able to
Um,
maybe dig up what his last fight was, anything about that. Maybe if he's had any other issues. You know, it's a good idea, sure. But we're going to need someone who can do some meat space investigating, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. There's a couple of things that we need to do. We need to sort out just before we hit the sack anyway. So we got the pay from selling a dwarf, and from coleslaw, as Pug likes to call him, from Leonid. So we need to sort that out. We also have to pay the Irish because I don't want them on our back.
Yeah,
Good call.
for sure.
We'll pay the Irish
Absolutely.
first out of whatever money we got, and then split it.
Done.
So have you got the cred stick there? Pull back from Leonid.
Yeah. In fact, I think I already wired it to everybody.
No.
I split it up and wired it so we can just unsplit it. It's 500 a pop for us to pay off the Irish right now. And if everybody's good with ponying up on that debt.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
get
was
out of the way.
Alright.
How much
What-
was,
what
the
was the split?
split?
The split was, what was the pay, EE?
You got 9k after you had 2 sins included. So 9k
So
between
that
the
came
four of
down
you.
to 22.50 a piece, I think. So 17.50 after we pay off the Irish if you haven't added it to your character sheets yet.
No, adding it now. There we go. Righto. Well, do you have a way of contacting the guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got
because-
his.
Right.
Oh.
Okay, well,
I don't have his com code. Did you grab it?
you never gave it to me. You're the face.
You were given a com code.
Yay!
I did get it. Okay. Okay, I'll just give him a phone.
Okay, so you ring. It rings for a while, and then you hear in the background some sort of traditional Irish music that you heard when you're in the pub. And hey, who is this? What is it?
Hey, it's the elf that you decide to punch in the face.
Which one? There's so many of them.
We had some dealings about a dwarf.
Oh yes, the pretty boy.
That's the one.
Hi, pretty boy. You got the $2,000 you owe me.
I do, yes. Unfortunately, the dwarf didn't make it, and we had to dispose of the body.
Nah, well, it's a shame. Anyway, that means that you owe me $2,000.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'll just wire it over to you.
I mean, you can wire it if you want, but then it's traceable. I mean, I'd rather have someone just come over and pick it up.
Hmm. How about I arrange a dead drop?
I mean, fine if you want to be all clandestine about it.
Yeah, I think I prefer that.
Fine, got a proper spy here then. Okay, where do you want to drop it?
I will leave it at. I have one.
I mean, do you just want one of my lads to come across and pick it up from you?
No, it's fine. I'll give you an address that you can come and pick it up from.
Okay.
And
Playing the
it'll
drums
be-
on their mic. Okay, it's gone now.
It'll be attached to the underside of a trash can.
Hey, it'll be
Just get one
on
of
the
you
other side
guys
of a
to go
trash
get it.
can near some address.
Yes.
Excellent. No one's ever going to think of that one.
Nope.
Very well. Send me the address and I'll go pick it up.
Alright, no problem.
And it clicks off.
I do not want to meet up with these Irish guys.
Yeah, that's what I
Uh,
was wondering is why you were staying away from it. I was like, we could just drive you over there. We could drop it off at the pub, but if you're worried about getting punched again, it's all good.
Nah, man.
I think he's
I'm
worried
having-
about other things happening, honestly.
Yeah,
He's a pretty boy
Yeah.
after all.
I'm quite happy just to
What do
give
you
him a
mean
dead
you're not
drop.
into men?
So I'm going to tell the Irish guy just a street maybe like about 4 or 5 blocks over from where we are.
Okay.
You want me to do a London check? I got London maps and I can...
Just looking
Dig
for a
something
random
up.
place to drop it that there's a bin that I can put it under. I'm not looking for anywhere like super suspicious. Just like I just want to be away from where we are just now, non-populated area.
Yeah, that's smart.
Think
We
of
don't want them
something
here.
like
Because that would make 2 groups that know where we are, the Russians and the Irish, which is all kinds of a mess. And so, good call.
Yep. So,
Did you want
Yeah,
me to make
if
the
you can
roll?
do
Or... Oh, you want me to make the roll? Okay.
Right.
Let me see. I got... And...
Sure. You're looking for a bin over somewhere not too crowded nearby? Yeah, you
yeah, just
saw
a couple
one
blocks over.
on the road you came in by, just, you know, about 200 meters away on the main road.
bit further than that, maybe a couple of clicks.
There's another one 400 meters away. I mean, a couple of clicks will take you quite a distance across London.
Well, it's still far away from where we are just now.
You-
I just want somewhere that we can
simplicity's
get
sake,
to before he can get there.
You
alright?
know many bins in and about London that you have seen. You know of bins; they exist. Many of them are kicked over, especially in this area of London.
Sage.
You have a new nickname.
Yeah, roll for bin knowledge.
Sage. Bin knowledge.
This is the only time that
Oh,
speciality would have probably applied in the history of Shadowrun. Well done. Knowledge of local bins. Hot
What a
local bins
specific
want to
knowledge
meet
skill.
up with you.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Why are
just
we going
put
in
all
this direction? This
Put
is
all those
bad.
wonderful porn ads across the
ads.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
there are bins down the road nearby. Yeah, but the problem is this is a more deprived area of London. They do occasionally get kicked over. Strapping onto the bottom is probably the place a kid who kicks it over will go, oh, look, I found stuff. But it does happen rarely, so it's unlikely to happen, but it could.
Alright, well, if we want to get going, we'll strap this to the bottom of the bin.
Can we use one of those Can we use one of those comm links you've been picking up and use it as a sensor device and leave it, kind of just drop it?
No,
in the
without
area
turning the thing on.
Okay.
I was wanting to kind of stick around and do a bit of Overwatch, just make sure that it's them that picks up.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend. You just
Okay.
Still have to
find
block
somewhere
off. Yeah.
nearby and keep an eye on it.
There's
Right,
a little
while that's
playground
going
nearby.
on-
You can use that as cover and hide in one of the little Wendy houses.
Just hide in a
what if I-
bin.
I want to find somewhere that I can get some Overwatch on it, like. And
Yeah,
look
it's got
through
like
the
a little, one of
scope.
these little like towers that kids can like play up. Fall in a little bit of
Sitting on there
disrepair,
with a
but
gun.
you're gonna sit in there with a gun?
Is this going to be where
course
Cape
you
draws the
are.
line?
It seems like a silly place to sit with my gun.
Yeah.
Just load up
I'm
shell rounds.
sensing
What
some
could go
fan
wrong?
art incoming.
Yeah.
Oh, just Camber in this little Wendy house with the gun just pointing at the front.
Fairly long barrel as well, because it's going to be a fairly small space. He's just going to be all hunched up with this
Yeah, but-
huge barrel out of the side.
The
of
thing
it.
is, right,
Like,
you are in a
no one sees a
populated
thing.
urban environment with a lot of effectively terraced houses. You could climb on a terraced house, but the chance of someone spotting you or hearing you or seeing you as they go past down the main road, which you put the crit stick under the bin, if you want to do that, you can, but there isn't anywhere nearby that's obviously like the water tower that you can get the shot from, I'm afraid.
I just put it in a I just put it in a bag from a Quickie Mart or something with a specific name, and then just throw it in there in the bag and be like, yeah, it's in a Quickie Mart bag, or like put a piece of colored tape on the bag so they'd be like, it's a Quickie Mart bag with a red piece of tape on it. We're in a shop right now with electrical tape and whatnot.
Yeah,
I
sounds
mean,
good, man.
you already said you wanted to put it underneath the thing, so I mean, you can do that, and then like whatever. If you want to get a shot from like 800 meters away, there is a church.
We don't have a van though. Remember that. We're
a bill
hoofing it. The
setup.
van's got to stay in right now. It hasn't been repainted.
Look, whatever you do, just find. There's not that many around, but just find a metal bin or something. Because if you stick that into some sort of plastic bin, it's going to be broadcasting. The cred stick. It's going to have an icon.
I hadn't thought about that. I didn't know the cred sticks were wireless. I thought those were like cash.
No, credit sticks are basically like offline storage of like funds. The only way you can transmit funds on and off them wirelessly is to plug them into something else. Yeah.
Really?
they-
Because the base. Oh, it's okay. That's fine. We'll just rule it that way. But the base book talks about cred sticks having icons, but it's fine.
It might be that they've got an icon, but it's separate. Like, you can't hack a credit stick without doing like some crazy work. So you can always just remove the icon from them. I believe it's something like there is a tag which goes on a credit stick. I think I read that somewhere. That it's basically like a RFID tag,
Yeah.
but
more
you
or
can
less.
just pull that off. And I
Oh, okay.
assume that most runners would do that. Because effectively it's a USB stick that someone sticks a tag on. So really, by removing that, you're like, oh look, I have money and no one knows about it.
Yeah, let's just
I feel like we should just squeeze the trigger on this.
let's just go and duct tape this cred stick to the bottom of a thing. Like,
While they're going off to do that, I'm going to invoke Grok. And I'm going to have Grok do a matrix search on Troll Fighter Tiny.
Troll Fighter, Tiny. Okay.
Good name.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. That'll roll every hour until it runs out of dice. Yeah, you go, you duct tape it to the bottom of a bin. Where would you like to Overwatch from?
well, I wasn't going to take my gun. I'll take my I'll just take my holdout like in my jacket because we are walking, so there's no point in me walking through London with a rifle. We can just hide a couple of a block down just so that we can still see it, so we can see who's picking it up.
Okay. You're broadcasting your fake sins at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, the shitty ones that we got off of Leonid.
Okay, so
Vladimir.
who's going? Kaber, Pug, and Blowback. Is Pseudo
Yeah,
going?
I'm not going. I'm
Okay.
going to mention to the guys, look, guys, I'm not going to be here when you get back. If you need me, just give me a call. I'm going to go and deal with some stuff. I'll be back in a day or whatever. If you do need me for something, just you got my comm link.
I'm gonna lay low back here at the shop and start fiddling. I'm gonna start thinking about what we're gonna be doing to get this guy drugged. Just
Okay.
kind of plotting and planning.
Alright, so Pug and Kaber, the most
Great, I'm stuck with Caber.
inconspicuous
Best
of couples.
of friends.
I know. Do you want
Okay.
to hold hands?
I'm holding the little troll thing. It's my friend.
Bringing it with him. Doesn't trust leaving it alone anymore. He's got abandonment issues.
Box of marshmallows in one hand, troll in the other.
He's
Kaber,
using its hat to spear the marshmallows and eat them.
can you make
his
a
friend
sleight
Fork.
of hand check? I believe it is
Palming.
palming to be able to put that on the bottom without being noticed by anyone.
How long did it take them to walk that distance?
They went a few hundred meters,
It's
so
only 100
you know,
meters, okay.
a few minutes.
Roll.
No time at
Sugar. I didn't roll enough dice there. Give me a second.
I roll the extras.
Always forget about my adept powers. Only one.
One success. Okay. So, a nearby group of, from what you can tell, guys wielding a variety of things from baseball bats to what you'd imagine sort of perhaps having pistols under their jumpers and jackets, see you. There's 4 of them. 1 dwarf, 3 humans. And they are definitely eyeing that bin as you've just left something under it.
I'm gonna fucking take it back off then.
Okay.
Alright, Pug, we better piss off and find something else. So don't fancy getting into a fight.
They start heading towards you. This dwarf has sort of a scar down the bottom of his cheek, going off of his chin. Bit of a ragged beard. Looks slightly older. But he's got this sort of stare that means that he looks like he's, like, sees himself as a tough guy, or maybe even is a tough guy.
This feels like a night out at my local.
You know another bin?
It's your call, man. Do we want to... Are we going to sort these out, or are we going to just try and walk away? Being under
I think I'd like to see your pretty face talk us out of this for a change.
Alright.
So the dwarf
Just
walks
be
up to
ready.
you. 3 humans standing behind him. One of them baseball bat in palm. Hey laddie,
Just
what you got there?
What have we got where?
That thing you just put on the bottom of that bin there?
None of your business.
Oh, I think it is my business, you see. This is our turf.
That's why we're leaving, mate.
Hey, well, tax for being on my turf then.
A tax?
Hey.
What, are you the government?
There's two things in life, son, that is certain. Death and taxes. And right now it's time for the taxes. You can always choose the other one if you want.
Well, what tax are you looking at?
Well, you can give me that whatever it was on the bottom of the thing.
How about not?
Oh, well, such a persuasive argument, lads. What do you think? I think you should knock the fucking elf in the face. Hey, I like that idea.
Pug's just like, I like
Pug's
that
nodding along.
Pug's chowing on his pink marshmallows.
See, I like this fella. I like this fella. This fella doesn't like you. I don't like you. And the lads don't like you. So you got one choice, lad. You can give me the fucking thing. Last chance.
I don't think so.
Hey, Bernie. Do his kneecaps in.
I'm
I would
raw.
like you to roll initiative.
Fucking
It's
Pug.
kind of fun not being a part of this and just watching it unfold.
I know,
Like, I
this
could say
is good.
stuff out of character, but fuck it.
I know. This is actually pretty good.
This is your
Pseudo able
adventure.
to
Have
see-
fun.
Is Pseudo still able, like, because when we talked last, Pseudo actually had all of the comlinks, like, zero level tac now.
As far as I'm aware, you have device rating times 3 number of things, and I assume that includes all the comlinks because
Yes. So I can see this. Oh, this is grand. This is wonderful.
yeah, if you're not looking at data or anything, you can just pull up and go, "Oh, hi, yeah, I can see all the things."
I'm
Hey,
gonna
but
send,
tell
I'm
him-
gonna send Blowback a message. Just tell him.
Tell him
hey,
you're with the
tune in.
Irish, man. Be like, this is Irish, man. Don't fuck with this. You're Irish. They're Irish. They're scary.
Pug, you can choose whether or not to roll initiative. It didn't seem like you really wanted to be in the fight, but you can roll initiative if you want.
Oh, Pug's gonna get in the fight. He just wants to see Caber get pushed around a bit. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Wish I-
Caber,
Blowback has totally gotten a message from Pseudo just saying, hey, you know,
which map are we on
Watch this
currently?
feed.
And
and I'm just passing in Caber's feed.
Okay, so we're still in the apartment map, not that we're actually using the map.
I forgot to select myself.
Yeah,
I'm
you
an
got
idiot.
yourself selected now. I need to pull out some random characters.
We can fight Bit, Bite, and Groove. It's all good.
You can't. You really can't. Gru would annihilate you.
They just wouldn't
there's
fight.
nothing
They'd
you
just
could
be
do
like,
about
I
it.
turn off my stuff.
Yeah, and then they can't do anything to Gru either.
Okay, so Pug's on 11. Where's Caber?
11. I just didn't click myself.
Okay. I'll flip
is it-
over to
I'll
the
fix it.
features so we can see what we're looking at. We're still using the old map because the map is kind of unimportant. These guys are literally having a brawl on the side of a road. There's a lamppost nearby if you care. There's a picket fence that's maybe 10 feet away, but other than that, it's pretty featureless. There's houses if you choose to go so far. Right. Now, unfortunately, I had not prepared the random stats of a random thug, but I do have a generic initiative for them, which is always good. Meat space. 1 die.
Does Pseudo know this is all happening right now?
Yeah, I've said a couple of times. He's actually sent you a little message on your comment saying, hey, tune into this feed. And then either he can also see it or Pseudo's basically patching the video feed, like relaying it along, just so he can watch.
All right, I'm patched in. I send Pseudo a little message, and it's just the emoji with the T_T. It says frag, period.
I sent a message back to Blowback saying he didn't even try. I mean, literally, he didn't even try to talk them down. He basically just told the guy to suck his balls, and that's it. It's what?
Well,
Why is he our face?
Should've
He's
just told
got
him to suck
that.
my balls.
He's got that backbone. He's got that backbone that keeps getting in the way.
Okay. Pug, Caber, choose who goes first. I'm assuming Pug's just gonna wait, hold action.
Yeah, Pug's gonna wait.
Okay, Caber, you go first.
Try to decide what I'm going to do.
I'm afraid you don't have time to decide. There's a guy walking up
I'll
to you with a
pull my
baseball
gun
bat.
I'll pull my gun out.
You pull your gun out.
Yep.
Okay, sure. So that'll be a simple action to retrieve your gun.
It is. Yes, sorry. Yeah, as to retrieve the gun, it's a simple action. Okay.
Yep. You got simple action left.
I am going to hold that simple action, and I'm going to shoot anyone who tries to attack me.
Okay, so the next guy immediately then, seeing you've pulled a gun, he's already committed to the action. He'll continue to... Yeah, you are holding a gun about yay big. It's a holdout for everyone's reference. He's not particularly that worried, but you have pulled a gun. He is going to try and attack you, so you can make a shot. You'll be at -1 because you are reacting to something. But you can make the attack roll. He's at point blank range. So it should just be a straight up -1 roll. Okay, so 2 successes. He's going to roll...
Whoever just entered chat with the name Blame Caber, you are going to see a lot of red highlights over all the messages in this chat. I'm just going to point that out.
1 success. You do hit him square in the chest with your tiny little holdout. How much damage does it do?
Oh, nice one.
5p.
5p.
Pew pew. It's a little
Okay, so
22.
that's 1 success. That's 7. That is greater than his armor.
Nice one.
So, body... No, so he takes 4 points of physical damage as the tiny little slug tears through his clothing and through the thick woolen jumper that he's wearing. Not sure exactly what's underneath. And it does stagger him a little bit. He takes 4 points of damage. However, he then goes to whack you with a baseball bat. And he's going to...
Not nice.
He's just going to go full-on whack with the baseball bat. So, complex action, baseball bat. His clubs is... So he's got 7 dice, -1 for the wound modifier. Please roll to dodge.
What was it for dodge?
That's a really
reaction
good
to
roll for...
situation.
Wow. For
Yeah.
6 dice, that's an amazing roll.
Above average, definitely.
I usually don't trust 6 dice for anything more than like 1 success, 2 successes.
Well, 2 successes would be
Average.
reasonable.
You are hit by a baseball bat.
In the knees.
Nice.
In the
Yep.
knees. He used to be a runner, but then he got a baseball bat to the knee.
Unfortunately, it was going to be a cord shot knee, but he kind of pulled a
Oh,
gun,
come
and it just
on.
became a baseball bat to the chest. An upper
That was
arm.
so funny, though.
I know. But that will be 7 points that you have to resist with a net hit of 1, so 8 points of physical damage. What armor are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing just my suit.
Suit. Okay, so you don't look conspicuous other than the fact that it's a bright white suit. But yeah, your suit is what, 9?
I love how he
8.
never wears anything
8.
else. You ask so many
It's
times.
still stun
It's like,
damage then.
my suit.
So you do get to, resist with body plus armor, and it'll be stun damage. 8 stun damage you got to take off. Pug, what are you wearing for armor?
We haven't really decided that. Shit. Probably not going to be wearing the full jacket out there, though.
Yeah, so...
Oh my god!
You've got no armor on. 4 successes. Yeah, you take 4 points of stun damage. As this baseball bat comes around, kind of a lot of angry force behind it, whacks you on the arm and the chest, and you're knocked. I think you are knocked to the ground because that is greater than your...
I am knocked completely out.
Wait till leave Pug to clean up your mess, dude.
I just
How
want
much
to take this
overflow?
moment.
0. Like, just full.
No overflow. Okay, you just straight bam. Caber collapses to the ground. Gun scatters away. His pretty elf face kind of bruised on the cheek as the bloke kind of glanced up as he fell down. He's gone.
I send a.
Pug is gonna crack up right now. He just
Pug
needs
cracks
to
up.
laugh
I will call
really
that
hard.
a free action. Yes.
Can I? Actually, he's in. Yeah, never mind. He's in that. I was gonna say.
You know,
I wanted to
Twitter
finish
auto
it while
completes
it's
Blame
reflexes.
Caber now. I just wanted to announce that it auto completes Blame Caber. I
That
just
is
went to
amazing.
type it on Twitter and it auto completes it now. We're somebody.
We are somebody because one of us is always being blamed for everything.
It's nice to have a scapegoat though.
So the other two are going to walk over. And they're going to give you a good kicking. So instead of pulling their guns out, because they would have done that since you've got a gun up, they're just instead going to walk over and they just start kicking you in the ribs really hard. They're wearing steel toe cap boots, so it does physical rather than stun.
Oh, man.
Can I send Pug just a quick message?
Yes?
Not wearing the goggles.
Oh, you're not wearing the goggles. Well, you've got your comlink, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, your comlink will just broadcast the message. I'm going to say, look, I know the elf deserves quite a lot of what he gets, but if they break him, we're not going to get paid for the next job because he's kind of integral to it.
Kayla,
Just an FYI.
please resist with your body plus your suit 5 points of physical damage.
I'm gonna turn off my fake sin. I'm gonna get my Warhawk.
You take 1 point of physical
and
damage.
Stow it. Start heading that way. I don't know how far out they are, but
You're going to run.
yeah, why not?
Do you want to sprint?
No, I'm just gonna kind of jog it.
Okay, what is your run speed?
My run speed is 8, I think. Let me check it 100%, but my run speed... My movement is 8, and it's 16 at a run.
Okay, so you move 60 meters every combat turn. They're a few hundred meters away. You just want to get into pistol range or something? Because you can shoot from a long way. You just got a straight line, but it's a busy road next to them. Well, not busy, really, at this time of night, but... And there's houses.
Why send the guy with the shortest legs?
I know. I'm gonna call what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna head that way, and once you know
Okay.
we get close enough to where I'm out there, I'll decide what I want to do because it might be resolved by then.
Next guy gives you a bit of a kicking, hitting you in the head and chest with his steel toe-cap boots. You need to resist another 5. You take 2 points of physical damage.
All right, Pug's gonna hold his take his held action here and step in between these guys and Caber. He's like, all right, that's enough. You had your fun. Get the cred stick and get out of here.
Hey, okay then. You see, you talk sense, my friend. Actually, you're a pretty large fella. We could use someone like you. You're thinking of joining a gang.
I've been in a few.
Hey, well, if you want to call me, the name's O'Brien, and you get a comm code sent to you. But unfortunately, you don't have any goggles on, so it just goes to your comlink. Your comlink goes, bing! Anyway, and he bends down, grabs the cred stick off of Caber. Hey, thank you very much. Pleasure doing business with you. And he walks off.
He's got jacked, man. He's got jacked. Oh, he's got run up on. Oh no.
Oh, Pug's just still laughing. He can't help himself. It's too funny watching this elf squirm on the ground.
Another message comes through, but this time goes to everyone's comments. Obviously, Caber is in no position to actually get the message, but it says, I'm glad you really enjoyed yourself, Pug, because, you know, that was 2 grand's worth of enjoyment there. And as much as I enjoyed seeing Caber body cash the check his mouth just wrote, I'm not giving more money to this. This was nothing to do with me. This was Caber running his mouth, getting you both in trouble, and you just letting them walk away, even though you could have probably just sat on a lot of them and knocked them out. So,
Well, witnessing all this, I'd be like, we got the comm code for the guy that jacked the money. We could just send that to the Irish, and they can go collect it on him. I mean, I don't know if they'll go for it, but something tells me their mob honor is going to make it so if somebody stole their money. They might write it off as, you know, we lost the money, but the money was in position. Somebody else just jacked it, and that's what we'll tell them.
sure. Well, maybe
worth a shot.
maybe sweet-talking elf can send that message, he's definitely the most likely to be able to talk them round to it. But unfortunately, the muscle just let the sweet-talking elf get the shit kicked out of him.
Everybody's taking a day off today. Everybody's just kind of half-assing it.
I'm still on my way. I'm still
gonna-
walking in my direction.
Pug's gonna pull his goggles down and just be like, he's still giggling. And he's like, "Hey, you guys see that? Caver got his ass kicked."
Yeah, I actually recorded. I recorded it. I'm thinking of sticking it up on some forums. I'm sure a couple of other
World
people will find it funny.
Post it to his me feed.
Okay.
Right, Pseudo and Blowback, you get there. You find a crumpled Caber.
I
with
wasn't
a
walking there. I
bleeding-
was still going my own way.
oh, you're going your- oh, okay.
I've just been kind of talking along.
Okay, Blowback, you get there. You find a crumpled Caber with a bleeding head wound and what looks like he's had a pretty rough kicking in the ribs as well.
Help me drag him home. I gotta stick this guy on the med kit, man. We're gonna need him to do some talking when we get to the Irish, and unfortunately, in this state. Oh,
At
it's
this
just a
point, I'm gonna
mess.
send just a single message.
Could you have taken a swing
Caber.
at somebody, Puck?
I'm gonna send just a message to Cameron. It's just. I'm just gonna say, look. I was talking shit when I said I wouldn't help you out. I'll pay another 500, but seriously, dude, this was a lesson. Don't run your mouth off, or at least you do. Try and convince them of something instead of just sitting there and laughing like you did in the bloody Stuffer Shack. That shit has to stop. You've got balls, but you got a mouth too. Use that instead.
Titanic balls. Trying to make you feel better right
And
now.
I'm just leaving that on his comm link because I'm
Titanic
going to walk
testicles.
off to Knightsbridge.
All right, Pug's gonna use his wonderful pink marshmallowy coated fingers and pick up Caver's white suited body and toss him over his shoulder.
Pug
Let's
quite
head
easily
back.
picks up Caber, but leaves this pink dyed powder over the back of Caber's immaculate white suit. You managed to get him back quite easily.
All right, so I'm gonna hook him up to the med kit. Let me do a first aid check on him and see what I can fix. How much damage did he take?
3 points.
I can only do one of these a day, so I gotta make it count here. So we got 4. We got
Ahead of time, I'm going to shoot over 500 new yen and just feed it to Caber's comm link
Okay.
with a small message saying, "Literally, last
Okay.
time this is happening."
Your
I'm
physical
gonna go ahead and
damage.
edge that since we're about to sleep anyways.
Oh, okay.
So that's gonna be 11 failses. There we go. That's better.
I think that's just as good before you get hit with a baseball bat, isn't it?
What was it?
You took 6 points of healing.
6.
Well, I think doesn't it
So-
divide by 2 though, or something like that?
Oh, it's
You're making me
minus
do
2,
it
yeah.
last
So
time.
actually just 4, yeah. So you are 3 points physical gone and 1 stun. So you're conscious
awake.
again. So you hook him up to the medkit. The medkit instantly diagnoses that he has probably a mild concussion.
Baseball bat, 2
Probably a
face.
fractured rib. And, internal bruising, contusion, etc. And it goes through and it just quickly administers a few anticoagulants here and there. It carefully makes sure that it's the kind that doesn't affect certain things around the cerebral area, because you don't want to give that to someone who has a possible brain injury. And it also gives him a few other things to perk him up, the caffeine and stuff, to make sure that he feels a little bit awake while he's trying to ride off the effects of that concussion. Probably a bit more advanced than caffeine, but that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. And Caber quite quickly wakes up.
I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and kind of just give him like a shrug. I'm going to bed though. I'm getting my edge back and all that kind of stuff out of character. I'm gonna take the night off. This has been too much fun. This is too much fun for Blowback. I'm going to bed.
So, what the fuck happened to the 2,000 new yen cred stack? Like, what happened to everything?
Oh, you kind of gave it away, Caver. Sorry to tell you, man. Your face skills
did
right
you
weren't
fight
really
them?
on point today, man.
Like, they kicked the shit out of you too.
Oh yeah, they got me, man. It was rough. Knocked me
It does-
out.
it
Blowback
does
came
fucking
out there
look
with his
like it.
Your
med kit.
passive
Oh, it was
social
amazing.
skills compared to Pug's passive attempt to deceive.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You know
That
that he's
is-
lying.
I'll tell you what, Pug. Here's my fucking comm link. You deal with the Irish. I'm off. and I'm gonna head home.
Okay, Pug, you now have access to Caber's comlink, which is also the center of his entire personal pan.
Oh god, I get to see his weird porn?
You get to see exactly what he sees because you can access his contact lenses.
Oh. I get to see him go to the toilet. Great.
You got all of his, literally everything he broadcasts in there, his address, any personal details he's kept.
Well, that's my Metalink that he's got, not my Emperor.
Oh, okay. He's got the throwaway. Good.
Yeah, he's got the one that I'm wearing just now when I'm going out. He's not got my Emperor. Are you kidding?
I was wondering about that. I was like,
You kind of have to wear the Emperor as you go out as well. You just keep that one hidden.
Oh yeah,
Just-
yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
The Metalink's the one that I've been sending to everyone.
Okay, sure. You have a Metalink. You think it's probably his. You're like, oh, awesome. This is so I can mess with his vision, and then you quickly find it's got no attached devices.
Aww. This thing sucks.
Yeah, but it does have, however, someone called Random Elf Dude. I don't think you ever got a name, did you?
For him.
Your Irish mob contact.
Not just Irish mob boss in my notes.
There we go. It says Irish mob boss.
Alright, let's give him a ring.
Okay, this is going to go so well. You call back up, and quite quickly it's answered again. You can hear the sounds of Irish folk music in the background from this pub. Hi.
hey, the music's back.
What is it again, little boy?
Little boy got knocked the fuck out, man.
Who's this?
This pug.
Who's Pug? Who the fuck are you?
I'm supposed to be a friend of the man you're trying to talk to, but he got jacked. We went out to drop a cred stick at a bin. You could pick it up, payment for being in your turf, and it got jacked. Some Irish blokes came up, beat up Mr. Elf Boy, and your money's gone. It's a sad day.
Hey, well, you mean your money's gone?
Yeah, your money. It's gone.
Hey, Pug, was it? I'm not exactly sure you understand how this works here. You lost your money. You didn't give me the money that's meant to be mine. You still owe $2,000.
Ah, but I
Now-
know where your money is.
Make
These boys
persuade.
were...
make
I didn't
a
have
make a
persuasion.
negotiation check.
What is it? What is that roll?
Charisma plus negotiation. Do you have negotiation? What's your
Pseudo's
charisma?
literally just tuned that frequency out. He's not even paying attention now. That's too cringeworthy. It's like, no.
What's
no,
your charisma?
No.
3.
You can roll 2 dice then, unless you choose to edge it.
So...
Hi, well, the way it works, see,
Worst day ever.
is the money belongs to you, and then you give it to me, and then the money belongs to me. Now, you didn't give the money to me, and you lost the money. So you lost your money, you see, and you still owe me my money. Next time, be a little bit more careful with your own fucking wallet. Now, where can I pick up my fucking money?
Oh, looks like that's gonna be difficult then, because we don't got the money right now. I got an idea though. We've got something planned in the next 10 days. How about we get you paid double, but it's gonna be 2 weeks from today. Does that work for you?
Double. 2 weeks from today. You're asking me to trust you, and you've already failed to produce the money you owe me.
Well, you got one option. You got 2 options here. You got 1, you get paid double. Everyone's happy. You got 2, I can give you a comlink of the man who took your money today, and you can go chase him down yourself. But that's up to you.
Aye. Well, how about you give me the comlink of the man, and you give me the $4,000 in 2 weeks. And then I can always go chase him down if you don't give me the money.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Send him over the link.
Okay. He gets the com code to Kaber's real com link. I assume that's what you sent.
No, sent over the
meta link, the one you're on.
The O'Brien.
The O'Brien guy that we met on the street.
Oh,
They
okay.
gave him his comm link.
Hey. Oh, O'Brien. Ah, yes. Now, if you could give me the com code for the guy who I was dealing with before, the pretty boy. His real com code as opposed to the cheap throwaway that I assume he's giving out.
We can't hear you, Shan.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea what I should do here. I'm talking to myself.
Oh, right.
Aye, well, you see, in 2 weeks you'll owe me $4,000. And in 2 weeks you could have chucked this com away. Now, if you do that, it'll be a little bit more annoying for me to find you. However, if I have his com, I can find him, and I can crack his kneecaps, and I can extract the money the hard way.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
Excellent. Well, if you send me his com code, his real com code, not this one. Do you?
Well, at that point, I need to figure out, like, do we have any extra of these cheapo throwaway com links that we could use specifically for this purpose?
Do you have any cheaper throwaway com links on you?
Yes. Can I just give him one of those?
You can give me any code number. They're all the same.
Fantastic.
Well, different numbers, but there's no...
It's now Caber's new cheapo throwaway.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much. And make sure you've given me an actual decent code, otherwise I'll come and crack your kneecaps.
You got a deal.
Excellent. 2 weeks today. I expect to be paid promptly this time. $4,000. Pleasure doing business with you, Pug.
Yeah, you have a good one.
Hey, same to you, lad. Cool ends.
Bing bing.
Man, Caber owes this guy a lot of money.
I'm gonna laugh when O'Brien is one of his dudes, so he just got $6,000.
Yeah, exactly. Of course it's one of his dudes.
That's what I was expecting. You were gonna hear a phone ring in the background while you were on the phone with him. When you send over the O'Brien thing, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I know who this is," just to rub it in. Well, I'm sleeping, so wake me up whenever something happens tomorrow morning.
How much time has passed through all of this? Has it been about an hour now?
It's probably been about 2, so you can have another roll as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you very much indeed.
Am I home yet? Can I sleep?
That's roll number 2, so that's 10 successes in total so far.
Okay. It's already got some information on Tiny, but it'll keep wanting to look for more info. 18.
Not too bad. Yeah, I'll just let it go until a little while down.
Morning.
Yeah, sure.
It'll come out with a lot of information by then. Yeah.
Grok's gonna be awesome.
So is everyone, apart from Pseudo, going to bed?
Yeah, sleep sounds good.
Awesome. Pseudo.
Right, well, I imagine it takes me a while to walk from random wherever it is.
What is your lifestyle rating?
No.
Yeah, you don't have a rail subway ticket. Yeah.
Oh, no, he's walking. It's going to take him a while.
Okay, so it takes you a few hours, but you managed to get to Knightsbridge. It's Rebecca.
Yes.
Have you got any details about how you want
give
to...
me just a second on that one.
Okay.
No. Rebecca Brooks is the information broker. This is Lowry.
Sorry.
Williams.
Larry Williams. And have you got any notes on how she's played? She's human, right?
Yes. She's just a forger, human.
Okay.
We've known each other for a long time.
She's generically from the UK?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you let her know you're coming? Just knock on a little barge.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. So, Pseudo walks across London. It's beginning to rain a little bit. Rain spitting as he continues to walk. Hood goes up. It's not heavy enough to really just, like, soak it, but it is beginning to get there because you just spend so much time outside. But you try and weave your way under as many awnings as possible. And you get to Knightsbridge. Bridge over the Thames, and underneath, parked out of the rain, is a little houseboat. This houseboat has intricate sort of At first they begin to look like they might be flowers or some sort of foliage design, but as you get closer, you realize that they're actually some sort of almost mechanical, digital type-esque paintings with scraps of material, metal bits from drones and from different comlinks stuck over them to make it almost give it sort of this steampunk aesthetic. It's moored up. Do you just go straight up and knock on?
Yeah, I just go and knock on the door, but I give a knock that she would know was my knock.
Okay. Quickly, you hear a, oh, and then someone quickly making themselves ready, very quickly, like pots and pans being quickly shuffled around. And then the door swings open, and you are greeted by a woman, just less than 30 years old, brown hair, who you know as Larry Williams, your lovely, friendly forger. Oh, Pseudo, I wasn't expecting you. Sorry, come on out of the rain.
Thank you. I would have called, but I didn't really want to leave any kind of noise on the Matrix.
Oh no, that's okay. I was just having dinner, and you can see behind her is bits of a comlink taken apart, and there's still some sort of little AR holographic things that are up in the air. She was probably working on something in addition to whatever dinner she'd cooked.
Not interrupting anything, am I?
Oh, just a job for a client.
No worries. Really sorry to drop in short notice, but I kind of needed somewhere to just lay my head for a little bit. There's some stuff. It's complicated. Things haven't quite gone the way they should have lately. I was hoping you could put me up for a night.
Okay, well, I've done it before for you. I'm perfectly happy to help you out when you need to.
Thanks.
I mean, take the bed down below if you want. I mean, I'll be working quite late.
Yeah, sure. While I'm here, I wanted to ask you a favor, actually. I'm gonna need a couple of new sins. Probably a few.
You? How many do you need?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I wasn't expecting to have burned through the last batch that I got from you this quickly, but it has been a really bad couple of days. Got some new friends, and
I hope they're better than the last friends.
Actually, kind of. I mean, I haven't been shot. I haven't needed anyone to take bits out of me that shouldn't be there yet, but people have been trying.
That sounds almost as bad as the Rimraku archaeology again.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
Pseudo's like seriously like knocked off his stride with that, and just kind of doesn't quite know what to say. Other than no, it really isn't.
Well,
But,
I'm happy to put you up. I mean, how many sins do you need, and have you got any cash?
Well, it depends how long you think you could, because I know this is short notice. How long would it take you to get a couple of passable rating 2s?
I mean, the passable rating 2s.
As passable as a rating 2 is ever going to be.
Well, I mean, a rating 2 is a rating 2. I mean, it had some at least physical descriptions that looks vaguely like you, and you know, the DNA has to be somewhat metahuman. I could probably give you some stock ones that I can quickly alter within a day.
How much would that set us back?
I mean, you're asking for any other customer, it'd be 10k.
Yeah.
But
Well,
for you,
if I could get one of the stock ones for myself today, you can literally have everything I've got. I've got $3,000. I know, short notice, and usually there'd be a massive fee, but I'm in a bad place right now.
Like, while I was walking home, I was going to wire Pseudo the 500 new yen back that he wired to me.
okay, so you get 500 yen back just as you're discussing this.
Okay, well, never mind. 3.5 grand.
Well, yeah, okay, I can do you one for 3.5. The other one will be a little bit more when you get the money, though.
No, that's fine. If you could just prepare them.
Sure.
One way or
yeah.
another, I'm going to be coming for them. But get a couple. I've got a feeling that my new friends are going to necessitate a little bit more spending than I usually like to make. Talking about 3 or 4.
She looks vaguely concerned for you with the discussion of your friends being interesting characters. He says, well,
I like that. Interesting.
It's the best way to describe you at the moment. Well, if you want to pop down and I'll get you some of the cold dinner that I've still got in the pot.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thanks. Yeah, I just need somewhere to rest right now. I've been trying to rest for like 2 days and it's not been working. This is like the only place that I knew that I could close my eyes and not have to worry that someone I didn't expect was going to open them.
Well, you're always welcome to, stay the night if you need to. I mean, if you kindly have a look at the engine. I mean, you said a couple of weeks ago you'd be perfectly happy to run some of your sprites over it.
Yeah, sure. I'll have them do that while I'm asleep.
Hey, thank you very much. Right, I'll probably be working in the back. If you need anything, just go get me.
Sure. Thanks. And
Okay.
I head down because I'm literally Suda at the moment. Like he's just walked all this way. He was already running on empty, more or less, energy-wise. He is knackered, absolutely knackered. So he's just gonna hit the pillow and be immediately asleep.
Okay, you hit the pillar and immediate sleep. The same would go for Blowback and Pug if they won't do anything else.
I'm asleep until morning. I'm just trying to get a good night in because we got a lot of work to do.
On the other hand, Kaba gets his first night's sleep since starting this entire series.
Damn!
Something
Wow,
about
Kaba.
something
Does
about
that mean he's suddenly going to be a good face?
Maybe.
Well, when you're not running with -3 dice pool on fucking everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You're going to have all these extra dice. It's going to be amazing.
Something about that altercation and the fact he got to spend, a good 10 minutes, 20 minutes unconscious, really put him in the mood for a good night's sleep. And as soon as he goes home, he's pretty much unconscious again. Just really deep sleep instantly. He does vaguely dream about an Irish dwarf with a baseball bat trying to bite his kneecaps off. But it's not a night terror like it normally is. And you manage to get your full night's sleep in.
Yay.
You can
So
all do your lovely healing.
there's body willpower per hour, isn't it?
Yes.
To recover.
And you can sleep all night long. All day long. As soon as you're asleep, there is no, thing that tells you to wake up.
Sure.
So you get
I
all your stun
recover
back.
my stun damage.
Yeah.
So in the
How
morning,
much-
I'm gonna.
Can I assume
fast-
that I've done the same thing because I've got currently 7 stun damage?
You can buy the hits.
Pseudo will literally.
So
just
body
sleep.
plus willpower divided by 4, round down.
Okay.
And then that's per hour, so...
Okay, yeah. A night's sleep is going to have got it all the way.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
anyone
ping
got
everybody in the
physical?
morning.
Nope.
What about physical?
Have you got any physical damage?
3.
3. You will need to roll for that, and that'll be per day? Yes, per day.
Okay, what's the roll?
Body plus willpower. And it depends on facility level. You currently are just trying to rest it off, so I think that would be like a -4 off the top of my head.
We still got the med kit.
Yeah.
You
The
aren't
last
rigged
time
up to
you
the medkit,
zapped me.
though. You aren't rigged up to the medkit throughout your
No, I
full day
mean
healing.
the next day or the following day, whatever.
You can't do that per day. That is per injury. Once it's done, you can't heal again with it.
Oh,
No. Yeah. So, I'm afraid you're kind of still going to be running a little bit. There we go. But you said you had how much physical?
3.
3. You rolled 4 hits. Did you take the -4 dice off that dice pool?
No.
Okay, so,
So there's the-
roll 8 die instead.
There you go.
3. There you go. You get your 3 health back.
Alrighty.
Okay. You wake up. You're all surprisingly alert and with it, which is surprising for Kaba, because Kaba normally is already awake, still knackered, and drinking copious amounts of whatever he drinks to keep him awake. Okay.
Troll tears.
You're ready for another good day worth of searching, etc.
How can we speed up the dice rolling for
extended tests?
Grok? Yeah, because he was doing it all night.
Generally, I was trying to figure out the formula for just extended tests. It's something like I try to figure out the factorial, like the sum of all numbers below so and so, and they just roll all the dice at once. But for the sake of it, since we've already started, roll 2 more tests with -1, etc.
Yeah. Brings me up to 22.
I actually have edge now.
Oh my god.
Yay.
20. Okay.
29.
You've got plenty of hits. You get up the next day, and Grok is there. Grok was the big golem, right?
No, that was Bite.
That's Bite.
Have you ever seen? Oh, what's it called?
No.
You haven't seen what's it called? Okay.
I'm pretty
Have you
sure.
ever seen Hellraiser?
No.
Have you ever seen a Rubik's Cube?
No.
You know what
Pickle
a cube
surprise.
is? There we are. Yes, thank you very much. That is a Rubik's Cube. Now imagine that being
Rubik's
really
Cube. I thought it
ornate.
was like a movie or something. Yes.
No, a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
A Rubik's Cube. Yeah. Grok is
No,
kind of
you
like
see-
that, only like much more ornate and kind of circuity looking, just all the parts constantly twisting.
Okay, so
As if it's a massive database.
you
just
get up in the morning,
constantly
and from your
accessing.
vision, or what you can sense in the Matrix standing next to you, is this weird polygonal sort of thing. It's like almost like the dodecahedron, but with shapes constantly shifting and plates constantly moving over it, and there's a couple of
Folding
bands
out,
that are just
folding in,
constantly
very
spinning.
intricate.
Yeah, just flipping over, which reveal that there's multiple shapes within it that all sort of begin to twist and flip over, and then flip around the thing, changing its vague shapes. Sometimes it's sort of a brass color, and then it changes to a sort of more chrome color.
And if you turn it just right, you summon Xenobites, but thankfully.
Yeah, luckily that's not happened yet. And it reports to you in a voice that just constantly seems to be shifting in cadence and so on, and goes, I have found you many different types of information on Tiny. You certainly pick the most interesting individuals, Pseudo.
Wonderful. Right, so I assume there's quite a lot of information here.
There's quite a lot of information. I did some reading on
Okay.
sprites and their intelligence levels. While they have limited intelligence, they aren't like a dog intelligence. They're intelligent, like almost like a human in some regards, but they're limited in how intelligent they are. Like they don't.
Autonomy intelligence.
Yeah, sort of. Maybe not quite as intelligent as human, but they're certainly more personable than a dog. So it's provided this information, and it's neatly categorized it and so on.
Oh, wonderful.
But based on its categories, you're not exactly sure what the categories seem to be, because each of them seem to be based off of some sort of unsolvable linking system. Unfortunately, a bit like Grok
Bright
is
minds
himself.
are very,
Yeah.
very complex.
However,
okay.
the first page does give you some information, and it's a number of different posts from different forums of being gleaned. And one of the posters is named Tiny, and it's discussing the availability for runs and the possibility of joining a group to be able to do a job for certain Johnson. A lot of this is sort of mushed or kind of unable to be deciphered because it's either missing, redacted, or just was never downloaded. But it does seem to suggest that Tiny is, at least in some regard, a Shadowrunner.
Okay.
Maybe part-time, you don't know. A lot of the rest of the information is the fact that he is a professional fighter in some of the underground rings, that he is just one of the most respected, or at least well-placed fighters there. You find out that he is not cybered at all, apart from like one thing. I'll just bring up his stat sheet. You find that he has... I have not written down the augmentation. Good job, me. In which case, you know that he's missing some essence. 0.7 essence. I believe it is a symphycardium or something like that, or superthyroid gland. It's a superthyroid gland. There we go. He is cultured bioware superthyroid gland, which improves his body mass, basically meaning you need to eat more. You get slightly hyperactive, but it basically means that you have more muscles and so on. You also know that he is an accomplished adept with a reasonable magic rating, not he's not initiated as far as the information you can find is aware, but he is an adept with some considerable power, and that he is a well-trained boxer initially. He did used to do boxing when he was a kid. You actually have some background on his childhood. He used to be up in Birmingham.
With that background, is there any information on criminality or substance abuse?
There is no information that you have on criminality or substance abuse. No police records on him at all.
Okay, that's fine. Any information that could place him in meat space, like any pictures, anything like that, like fans snapping pictures? Oh, I was, out running. And
you actually find the information that he leases an apartment in West Ham.
Do I have the address of the apartment?
You have the full address of the apartment.
Okay, I'll just write that as full address of his apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other information, like gyms he frequents, any particular training regime or anything like that? Any kind of stuff that we, like, assuming that
you do
Pseudo's
find that
working through
he
and
is
filtering
a
this out.
frequent patron and also gives lessons over at a gym nearby his house. In fact, he is part owner of the gym. He co-owns it, having bought it out from his original mentor. And
What's the name
it
of
is
the gym?
now... Pardon?
What's the name of the gym?
Yeah,
Lobo
it's
Gym?
Large and Tiny's.
Large and tiny. Oh, I like this guy. I'm actually starting to feel bad about what we're gonna do.
He's a
He's
troll.
probably some sort of... Is he a role model to kids?
As far as you can
He's a
see, he
troll
does do
model.
some community... sort of community work here and there. His gym is fairly cheap, if not, sometimes free to the disadvantaged.
Okay. Dude is just making this harder for himself. He's got this thing. He knows he should stop looking at a certain point, but he's compelled to find out more.
He has a
damn it.
signature move, which you have found several video clips of. All from different angles, some from flying drones, some from people with just, comlinks, some from just people recording cyber eyes. But every time you see him as, he's a pretty large troll. He is big. He's big for a troll. Part of that being super fiery gland, part of that just being, he's a pretty strong guy, he trains well. But his signature move is called the Thundering Haymaker. And what it is a strike where he does a full-on haymaker punch, spinning his body weight behind it, which is quite considerable. This guy probably weighs a good deal more than Pug.
Okay.
At the same time as aiming just enough up to the bottom of one side of the jaw that it pushes it upwards and to the side, dislocates it at the same time as knocking the person unconscious.
Okay. I think that's enough about Tiny. Can I, just out of curiosity, is there any information on Large, since it did, like any pictures of Large? Tell me Large is a dwarf.
A large is an elf. A shortish elf, and one who is pretty stick thin.
Yes, it's okay, but it would have been so funny to have
He's a
Tiny
wizard.
and Large being a troll and a... still, okay. I'll go with that. Right, alright. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna have Pseudo go up. Is Lowry awake? You still up working?
As soon as you go up top, Lowry is still up working.
Okay.
Oh, hi Pseudo, you're up.
Yeah, have you been up all night?
Yeah, trying to get you your ID done. It's nearly done actually. If you want to just have a cuppa.
Sure, thank you. Sorry to just invite myself in and ask for food. You got any breakfast?
Yeah, there's some bread in one of the bins up at the top there. And
bread.
if you check... Yeah, I bought some the other day.
Okay. It's been a while since I've had anything other than soy.
No, genuine bread if you want some. I mean, if you want the soy
yeah.
stuff, it's up there as well.
No, thank you. I'm gonna go make myself some toast. Yeah, living the high life.
There's
Yeah, eggy in a
soy
basket.
butter, soy spread to go on it if you want, but...
That's fine. I'll just have the bread.
Yeah.
not
Did
gonna
you get the
contaminate it
sprites
with
to look
soy.
at the engine, by the way?
Yes.
Would that be a diagnostic sprite?
Yes. It would have been bite.
Okay.
Just hugging the engine all night.
Can you do a diagnostic roll for me?
Sure. Oh, bite. You suck.
Almost
You
glitched
suck.
it. One success. Okay.
Well, I'll stick around and I'll probably help play around with it. I might get bit to have a look and just shake my head at Bite. So I'm disappointed, Bite.
I'm sorry, Sudo.
Bite's usual little like emoji happy eyes just turn into a frowny face. Little tears, semicolons. Oh.
I imagine his face is kind of like, you ever play The Misadventures of Tron Bonne? How she has like the little Lego guys that helps her with everything. His head, that's how I picture it. It's the little Lego guys' faces.
I'll have Bite do a run on it as well. There we go. That's a bit better.
Bite just looks at it and very quickly, Jen just flies around the engine very quickly in AR and then just starts spinning around. This is Bit, right? A Bite.
It's a bit.
Bit. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
Bite was the one that did it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It just starts spinning around. Bite spinning around its axis, rotating, going yes, 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 yes.
Fantastic. Knew I could count on you. Get back in your kennel, Bite. Oh, this was...
Okay. Disappears. It goes back to the residence where it came from. Right. So Larry is quite happy with the improvements to our engine. She has a little bit of a tinker with it at the same time and notices that it's now working a lot better.
Yay.
And manages to fix it while it is now actually working. You have some nice bread, and you have a lot of information on Tiny. The rest of the group, anything you want to do before getting back together?
Yeah, that's what, when I woke up in the morning, I'm just going to ping everybody and be like, we need to have a powwow.
Okay.
Where you want to meet?
Back at the garage is fine by me. I figure we do all the planning here since we got it off the grid.
I'm gonna reply just a message. Obviously, I'm not gonna call them up. Just saying it's gonna take me a few hours to walk back.
You want to attend wirelessly? I mean, you've already got control of all of our shit, so you can just kind of listen in.
Sure, that'll do. Fine.
If it's not too distracting.
No, it's fine. You can do it like engine noisy tinkering going on in the background. As I bring up my kind of feed, I'm sending you my feed as well, so you can see me kind of like I'm much bigger than you are though on your AI, on your AR. I'm huge. I'm like the Sith Lord in a massive chair, just hologram.
I'm not going to reply. I'm going to take the day and basically just ignore them, just mute my comm link, and I'm going to go get my suit cleaned and go and chill out for the day.
Okay, getting your suit cleaned will cost you 59.
That's fine.
Where do you
Listen
live
to the
again?
song of Darling.
Sorry?
Where do you live again?
West Ham?
Okay, so there's a number of dry cleaners around there. A lot of them pretty decent. Sort of a nice upmarket neighborhood these days. You take it in. People are quite professional. We'll have it ready for you in a second, sir. Puts it in for machine. 10 minutes later, pulls it out. Goes, there you go. That'll be 59, and you pay the fee quite happily. Make a deception test.
Yep.
Is it raining right now where he's at?
Just a little bit.
What is it called?
I like to imagine him in the rain listening to the song from Donnie Darko, just on repeat on his comm link while he wanders around.
That is a glitch. Okay.
Your suit comes out a new color.
Don't worry about it.
Pink.
Okay.
Right. So.
Okay, just before we begin, like assuming that there's a conspicuous lack of response from Kaber, Pseudo having access since his comlink is on Pseudo's pan, he's not gonna look in, but he is gonna kind of just force a message to it, and it's gonna override the silent or whatever he's got. Just saying, yo, dude, if you need some time, sure, take it, but is everything okay?
I'm gonna message Pseudo back and just say like I'm done with that troll just now. I need a couple of days to sort my head out. Like that was bullshit.
Okay, Pseudo's gonna just reply back saying, yeah, no worries. Keep in touch if you need anything. And then that's it. His comlink goes back to silent. In fact, he ups the firewall from the time that he dropped it and does actually block everyone else's stuff from incoming calls.
Okay. So, as we go into the second half, You've managed to sort the idea of a job. You've managed to reacquaint yourself with some old friends. Get beaten up and left at the side of a road and mugged. I cannot wait to see what the second half has in store. So we're going to go to a short break. There will be a small video to be able to entertain you. And there'll be a few more minutes after that until we get back. I believe an 8-minute break will be sufficient, everyone?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll be back in 8 minutes with the continuation of tonight's stream. We'll be going for another 2 hours. So just stay tuned. I'll be right back with you.